Hello, my name is Jane Garcia. I'm a former early years teacher in Plymouth and a mother to two teenagers. I now work at Plymouth Marjon University as a senior lecturer in education, and I am undertaking a PhD research project, and I'm interested in exploring the role of the key person in promoting positive transitions into early years education and care, and how they build relationships with parents and carers. You've been invited to this video as you have expressed an interest in contributing to my research project, and this video will give you more information about the research project and your potential involvement. Hello, my name is Jane Garcia, and you've been directed to this video as your child is due to start in an early years setting that is part of a research project that I am leading. My name is Jane Garcia. I'm a former early years teacher and a mother of two children, and I work at Plymouth Marjon University as a senior lecturer in education. I have a real interest in how the key person within a setting supports new children in starting within the setting, and how they work with families to ensure that transition is a really positive one. So this is the title of the project, The Key Person Role in Promoting Positive Transitions into Early Years Education and Care, Building Relationships with Parents and Carers. So what is the purpose of this study? Well, the research project explores a number of themes that are linked to that role of the key person, and importantly those relationships. Specifically, the research project seeks to understand some key themes, one of which is how the setting supports new children and families before they start in the setting. The second is to consider the value and the impact of home visits, should your setting do them, and as well about taster sessions where those are offered. The third one is about assessing what information is important to share between all parties to help that positive start. And then the fourth one's about considering the effective settings seek to bring to build that relationship between parents and carers and the key person. And then finally, to assess parent and carer views about that effective support to aid their children starting in the new setting. So why have you been invited to contribute to this research project? Well, the setting your child is due to join is involved with the research project and has suggested that you may be suitable as a case study family, as your child meets the eligibility criteria, being that they are age 3 and they are about to embark on their first experience in an early years education and care setting. Do you have to take part? Absolutely not. Your contribution to the study is completely voluntary. There's no pressure on you to agree to take part. The research is designed with full ethical regard to the British Educational Research Association and other standards. Your well-being and the anonymity of all participants within the research is considered paramount. If you are happy to support the project as a participant, then you'll be asked to complete a consent form to agree to different elements of the research. You can agree to some parts and withdraw agreement from others should you wish. So what will happen if you do agree to take part? Well, you'll be asked to complete a questionnaire, so you'll be given a paper copy of the questionnaire. It should take you about 10 minutes to complete. Some of it is sort of tick boxes asking you to rate your opinions and feelings on topics, and there are a couple of open-ended questions there as well. You'll be given a prepaid stamped addressed envelope, and you can complete the questionnaire at a time to suit you, and then pop it in the envelope, and it will be directed back to the researcher, care of Plymouth Marjon University. After your child starts in the setting, after a 6-week period, you'll be provided with a second follow-up questionnaire. And again, you'll be asked to complete this in the same manner and to pop that in the envelope and post it back. If you are happy to, there is an optional element, which is an audio recording of any home visit your setting might do. And this really is to look at, the purpose and the nature of such home visits. These will be recorded using a discrete dictaphone that the key person will bring with them, and will be conducted without sort of intrusion into the home visit itself. Once the recording has taken place, this will be transcribed using AI technology and transcribed into written text, and this is the thing that will be analysed. So the recording itself will not be listened to regularly by the researcher, rather the researcher will work from the transcript itself. The original audio recording will then be deleted at the earliest opportunity. And then the final two parts are around discrete observation. So I would like to observe your child's taster session in the setting. So that's a discrete observation where I am in the room, but the child is not overtly aware that they're being observed. And what I'm looking for there is to assess your child's overall well-being and engagement, what they choose to play with, their proximity to other adults, and generally their sort of well-being and engagement during that taster session. And then again, what I would like to do is observe the first 15 minutes of their arrival, one day a week, for the first 5 weeks of their time in the setting. And this is looking at the nature of their arrival, how quickly they settle in the setting, and their well-being, and what resources they play with and who they interact with. So what information will I be collecting? Well, I'll be collecting anonymous questionnaire information, including your ranking about statements of your feelings and your child's feelings about starting in the setting. So seeking to identify any worries you may have, or how you're feeling about that start and how your child feels. There's also the audio recording, which is looking at gathering the nature of those discussions you have in the home visit and what the focus of those are, and what the priorities are for the parents or carers in terms of information you need to know before your child starts, and information you'd like the key person to know about you and your family to best be able to support them. All of this information is handled in line with strict ethical codes to which the research has conformed. Data from the research will be stored securely on Mahjong computer systems. No personal information that can identify you or your child will be stored with the research data. All information and the raw research data will be destroyed upon the award of the PhD. So no financial benefit is provided to any of the research participants. It is, however, considered that engaging with this research will aid you as a parent or carer and your child in helping promote a really positive start in the setting. It's also considered that the research will benefit your setting, and particularly your child's key person, in helping them to develop their skills in supporting new starters and building effective relationships with key person and the family and children. So what is it that you'll actually have to do? Well, you'll be asked to complete 2 questionnaires 6 weeks apart, one before your child starts and the other 6 weeks after they started in the setting. Other than that, you'll be asked to permit the researcher to observe your child and the interactions you have with them as they arrive in the setting on some occasions. Your involvement will impact the academic understanding and contribute to research base that explores early years education and care, specifically around the key person approach and how this can support parents and carer engagement and support those positive transitions to children starting in a setting. So what are the possible disadvantages of taking part? Well, obviously there's a bit of a time commitment required from you to complete the questionnaires, but this shouldn't be too onerous. We're talking about 10 minutes or so. You also have a tool to be able to complete the questionnaire using voice dictation so that you don't need to type, and that should make that more accessible and easier to complete. There may potentially be some discomfort to some participants from being observed by the researcher when I'm observing the taster session and the morning arrival, but I'm really going to try to minimise any potential impact on you or the other research participants by being really discreet The audio recording of the home visit, which is optional, as I said, will be transcribed and converted into text for analysis. So the researcher nor anybody else won't be sat listening to the audio recording. So that should aid the sort of discomfort there around being audio recorded. Every effort is made within the research to ensure that confidentiality is upheld. Your name will not be included in any of the research writing up, but rather you'll be asked to choose a pseudonym, an alternative name to be referred to by. Despite all efforts to ensure confidentiality, there is a potential, given that there are only 20 case study children and 20 case study key persons therefore involved in the study, that some of the settings and practitioners involved in the study may be able to identify or know who has been involved in contributing to that research. Some of the information and data may be looked at by those authorised persons at the university who have a duty to support and assess the PhD process, in addition to the PhD researcher myself, and therefore participants should be aware of this. All of the data will be stored securely on Plymouth Marjon University, otherwise known as the University of St Mark and St John. This will be stored on secure, password authenticated servers. The audio recordings will be recorded on a dictaphone device and swiftly, hopefully the same day, uploaded to the Marjon server and turned into the transcribed hard copies with the original audio recording deleted at the very earliest opportunity. So as mentioned, you will be asked to provide a pseudonym. So each of the participant families and key persons making up one of those case study families will be given a letter assigned to them, and you'll be asked to choose a pseudonym starting with that letter by which to be known. And this will be used within the analysis to refer to any comments you make or any information you provide. So what will happen to the results of the research study and the information you provide and contribute? Well, the findings will be used to inform a PhD thesis and submitted for assessment as part of that PhD process. The research is also going to contribute to that broader understanding within the sector of the role of the key person. And as such, I'll be seeking opportunities to disseminate information, both in kind of academic terms, so through academic journals and presentation at conferences and things, but also really importantly using it to inform opportunities to train and upskill settings and practitioners in how best they can deliver the key person approach. So what will happen if you don't want to carry on with the study? Well, you'll be asked to consent at each stage of the research process, including each day when the researcher, myself, is due to observe your child in the setting. I'll seek to prioritise the need to ensure your child's transition coming in each day is a really positive one, that you have suitable time to support them and speak with their key person without being interrupted. As such, if you want to convey any message to me prior to the morning or to pass a message via the key person, please do so. Alternatively, you can email me on the day or the day before, jgarcia@marjon.ac.uk. At any point, if your child or any of the children in the setting is deemed to be negatively impacted by the research or the presence of me as the researcher, then the research activity will cease on that occasion. Therefore, if you feel your child is not comfortable, you should act in confidence and advocate for your child, and indeed all children in the setting, by speaking to me or expressing any concerns in the confidence that these will be responded to appropriately. Your child will be introduced to me as the person who wants to know more about children's time in the setting and all the fun things they do there. And I've come along to watch them and write some things down about what they do at preschool or their nursery. Once you've posted your response to the questionnaires, it won't be possible to withdraw your consent for that element of the research. This is due to the anonymous nature of the responses, meaning that it's impossible to identify and withdraw that data. You may request that elements other than the questionnaires be withdrawn from the research case study relating to your child up until the stage at which the final observation has been carried out for your child, after which the data will be subject to processing and anonymising, and it may not be identified and therefore cannot be withdrawn. If you withdraw from the study before the period of your child's final daily observation on arrival, then the records and information related to your child will be destroyed through certified destruction processes in line with the University of St Mark and St John data protection rules. So what do you do if you've got a problem? Well, if you have any concerns about the nature of the research itself, or the conduct of me as the researcher, or the impact of the research on any persons, then please raise your concerns with someone at the earliest opportunity. Details of who to contact in respect of type of concerns are shown below. If you have questions about your rights as a research participant, or if you want to make a complaint about the research, then you should contact the University Research Ethics Panel at ethicspanel@marjon.ac.uk. If you've got concerns about the research process or how this might impact you, your child or others in the settings, then please do approach me as the researcher in person or via email jgarcia@marjon.ac.uk. If you've got concerns relating to the conduct of the research that impacts any child in the setting, then do contact your setting designated safeguarding officer or the setting manager and act in line with that safeguarding policy within the setting. Finally, a big thank you from me for taking time to listen to this video and participant information. I very much hope that you will feel able to contribute to this research project and help me to understand more about how the key person role can really support families as they start in a new setting. If you do require any further information or would like to talk to me about the project, then please do get in contact. My details are shown here. Thank you.